You love your spouse, but are you living like it? We're right in the middle of the redeemed time arc. And first week we talked about awareness. This week we're talking about alignment. So this is our redeemed time arc in front of you. Awareness and then alignment. And then next week will be adjustment.
That's
Teresa, we know that time, as we spend time, it produces patterns. And these patterns eventually produce a direction.
yes, they do.
So to change patterns, first we have to change how we spend our time.
That's right. So good.
We know you love your spouse. Otherwise, you wouldn't be watching this video. But love and alignment are not the exact same thing. So couples can genuinely love each other, but there can be some things out of alignment. Just you all know about getting your tires aligned. If you get to a point where your tires aren't pointing exactly straight, you kind of have to turn a little bit this way to go that way because your tires aren't aligned. And so you have to get paid to get your tires aligned so that they both are pointing, all four tires are pointing in the same direction. But it's just like that with couples, right? Some things may get out of alignment and we think we're going this direction, and we're actually going in this direction.
You mean to be going in a direction that you both say is important to you, but if things are out of line because of the patterns you've been developing, the way you spend your time, then it is going to be, your intentions mean well, but your patterns are actually going somewhere else. So this is something that happens gradually, so we don't always notice. That's
Right.
What's so important about
Right.
this.
Spending the evening watching television it's not going to ruin your marriage. It really isn't. It's just not going to ruin your marriage. But when it's every evening where you're just on your phones every evening, that is forming a pattern. And the pattern is what we want to avoid. Patterns that we're not intending to create is what we want to avoid. And because something is misaligned, that doesn't mean you don't love each other.
No.
Of course you love each other. It just means that something has gotten out of alignment and you may not even noticed it until you start paying attention to it.
So it just requires being intentional. I think that's just been such a key word for us. When you're intentional about something, you will dedicate some time to it. You'll dedicate your attention to it.
Now, different seasons in your marriage require different kinds of alignment. You know that. When you're in your newlywed phase of your marriage, with Teresa and I guess we're still in the middle of our newlywed phase, that we're Google-eyed over each other. So, but in that phase of your marriage, it's a different type of alignment. The kids come, and it's just, different things are important.
Together.
You're doing everything together.
You do everything together.
And different things require different attention.
Yeah, so when the babies come along, then of course you can't spend all your time just focusing on each other. Now you've got a little new human being to raise. You've got to attend to all their needs. You've got to take time to help them learn things. You're training that little baby, that child, and it takes a lot of energy. We know that.
It takes a lot of energy to raise children. It really does. They got to be fed.
Yes.
They got to be cleaned. They got to be changed.
Exactly.
And guess what? The next day, they got to be fed. They got to be cleaned. They got to be changed.
Exactly.
And then there's still, the dishes have to be washed, and the laundry has to be done, and the grass has to be mowed. It's still all the things that still happen. And once they get to school age, and maybe you have multiple children, and then your evenings come involved helping them with their homework, and because you're preparing them for life, right? You're not babysitting your children. You are raising your children. You're teaching your children. So you're spending valuable time with them. You get them ready for bed and give them their baths, and you read to them, and you spend time with them. And it's precious time. It really is. And so we're not saying to neglect all that because you have to, for your spouse, but we're saying that even with all that, you still got to make time for your spouse.
That's so good. That's really good. So, of course, they're going to have outside activities and things that they want to do and all of that. So, you are going to spend time taking them to other lessons. You're going to spend time helping them get musical training or whatever it is that they're interested in. But ballet,
gymnastics,
piano,
sports,
kids that are in band. Oh my goodness,
sports,
a lot of times sports. Yes, so we know that you're going to have time demands on your hands. You're going to be attending their games if they're in sports, but still, like Jeff said, you can still make time for your spouse even with all of that.
And then you might be in your career intensive season in your marriage where one of you or both of you have a career, and it's really important to do well in your career and for advancement. And we're not saying to neglect your career. We're telling you that even though you might be spending 10, 12 hours a day towards your career, your spouse has to have time that week. If you work 8, 9, 10 hours a day and you commute, and then there's lunchtime, it's a lot of a time of a day. We're not telling you to neglect that, because you should be a good worker. You should be faithful, on time, doing the best job that your employer has ever had, best employee your employer has ever had, and be an example, a godly example of a good employee. We're not telling you to neglect that, but we're telling you to be aware of your alignment and be careful not to give your spouse leftover time.
That's
Teresa?
So good. Yes, that's so good. And of course, we've done this, gone through different seasons with ministry, because we've been building a ministry before we ever started this podcast. We were already building a music ministry, so we went places and we did live worship for some events, and we've gone to other people's events and supported them. We've just been involved in ministry, not just in the church where we serve, but also our own ministry. So we've had seasons where, our son was in demand. People wanted him to go minister somewhere. So we had to be a part of that. So we know it can get busy. It can take a lot of your time.
And then eventually you'll get to the empty nest season where your children leave, and because you've done a good job of teaching them, so they're able to go out on their own. But then there's an adjustment in your life where now your life is not revolving around all these activities. So it's really important to have that friendship foundation in your marriage. So it's like Matthew chapter 7, 24 and 25. The house is built on a rock.
Yes.
It stands the storm. So when your marriage is built on a solid rock foundation of friendship, then that marriage will stand strong. And so some couples, the empty nest season is a very trying time, and it's a very difficult time to get through, but God will help you get through this.
That's right.
And you might have a season where you're caring for your aging parents, where your parents need you. And we're not telling you to neglect your parents. We're not telling you that at all. No, but we're just telling you, even when you have to do that, and you might have to do that for a lot, it may take up a lot of your time for a period of time. We're telling you to not neglect your spouse. Give your spouse leftover time for extended periods of time. So there's no single correct marriage schedule that's for everybody. You can't go to ChatGPT and tell you and get it to create a marriage schedule for you where you have everything laid out in a perfect balance.
No.
Because life isn't a perfect balance. We don't live in heaven. We live in this world. We are in the world, but we're not of the world. But we have to deal with the storms and
all the changes in life, like we're talking about, all these different seasons. So healthy alignment can change with the seasons that you're in. Just remember that these things are just for a season. You don't want to pattern the rest of your life after what it's like going through that season. Like we said, when you're having to devote a lot of time to aging parents or devote a lot of time to raising your kids, just remember that that's a season. It's not the pattern for your whole life, and you can intentionally make time for your spouse even in those busy seasons.
Right. And being busy it doesn't mean that necessarily you're out of alignment. A full calendar can still contain a healthy marriage. Right? A relatively empty calendar can contain a disconnected marriage. There's a difference between the amount of available time and what is built within that time. Talk about in our book, You're Not Losing Love, You're Losing Time is available on Amazon. Here's a picture right here. There's a link below in the comments. Get your copy. Chronos time is hours, minutes, seconds. When Paul said redeem the time, he didn't use the word chronos. He used the word Kairos, which means meaningful moments. The most out of every moment that you have. So
right.
Your presence matters just as much as your availability. So they used to talk about quality time, right? Quality times with your kids. That's mean you being present, spending quality time with your spouse. That means your eye-to-eye contact, your focus. No, my job may get more time, more chronos time, more hours, minutes, and seconds than Teresa gets, but she should get my best time, my most focused time of the day,
right?
My most undivided attention, my most active listening should be for Teresa in that day. Teresa?
Yes, and I know I love it. I'm sure all wives will say, yes, please, I want more of that. It's so important because that's where you make real connection. I know we use that word a lot, connection, but that's what we're talking about. When you're giving each other undivided attention and you've put away distractions so that you can actually hear each other, you can connect heart to heart, you can really understand what's going on with each other. It's sad if we're doing all of these other things that are on our calendars and our schedules, but we don't know what's going on with each other as husband and wife. Like, don't know what they're concerned about, don't know what they're thinking about, don't know what they desire for this year, for this week, this month. What is their heart's desire? We have to talk about these things. We have to communicate. We have to focus on each other.
And what gets protected reveals what carries weight.
Yes.
Your work meetings get protected.
Oh, yes.
The children's activities get protected. Your church commitments get protected. Your appointments get protected. But what happens to couple time when something else comes up? So there's a difference between scheduling something and protecting something.
That's good. Yes.
It reminds me of the old Seinfeld scene where they went to pick up their rental car and they didn't have it. We have a reservation, but they didn't have it. And he says, you make a reservation. He said, the most important part of making a reservation is holding a reservation. And taking reservations, but the important thing is holding a reservation. But so you might schedule time, but are you protecting that time with your spouse? Are you protecting it like you protect your work schedule, like you protect your church activities?
Wow.
Are you protecting that time? And we know things come up and things might happen, but that should not become a pattern.
That's so good.
Alignment also means learning to say yes and learning to say no.
That's right.
Every yes that you issue consumes time.
Think about all the things you're saying yes to, just without questioning. Yes, I'll do that. Yes, I'll be there. One thing inevitably means you're saying no to something else.
It's just like money. Time is like money. You can spend it, you can invest it, and you can waste it. If you have money and you spend money on this thing, then you may not be able to spend money on that thing. Because you're making a choice, right? So if you spend time on this thing, then you may not have time on that thing. But that thing may be more important. Good opportunities still may require a no.
A lot of people will think, God must want me to do this because somebody asked me to do this or asked me to do that or wants me here and wants me there. Not necessarily. You've got to weigh things out with your true priorities as far as what you're going to say yes to and what you're going to say no to, because there are a lot of good things we could be doing, but a lot of times we'll talk about it and say, no, we shouldn't be doing that. It's going to take us away from what we know we are supposed to be doing.
You have to put a boundary around your work, around your screen time.
Yes.
You got to put a boundary around your activities. You got to put a boundary around ministry. And you got to put a boundary around other people's needs. Saying no isn't selfish.
That's right.
Let me say it again. Saying no isn't selfish when it protects something God has entrusted to you.
Yes, absolutely. And of course, that's your marriage relationship, first and foremost, right? When you say no to other things because I haven't spent enough time with my spouse this week, you don't have to explain that to them. And your spouse knows, thank you, but no, I'm not going to do that, or we're not going to do that. We need time together.
If you don't have enough energy to minister to your spouse in every way, then something's out of alignment. Number 6, your spouse should experience your priorities, not just merely hear them. Saying I love you to your spouse matters. It really matters.
Sure.
Saying you're important to me matters. Saying those words, it matters. It really does. But your spouse needs to experience being valued.
Yes.
It takes more than words. If I just tell Teresa all the time that I love her, that she's important to me, but then I don't have enough time for her, I don't have enough energy for her, I don't give her what she needs, then she really isn't experiencing that, is she?
No, I wouldn't be experiencing it.
She needs undivided attention. She needs conversation. She needs affection. She needs prayer. We need friendship.
Yes.
We need availability, and we need follow through. We both need that from each other.
Exactly.
I need more than just words from Teresa. I need more than I love you and I honor you and I'm so thankful for you. I need more, even though those words are great, and I love hearing those words. I really do. But action speaks louder than words. Ladies, action, guys, actions speak louder than words.
That's
Teresa?
right. So I try to make sure if he comes in the door, I need to stop what I'm doing and give him my attention. Doesn't matter if something's cooking on the stove or what it is. I need to stop what I'm doing and give him my attention, give him a hug, give him a kiss, say, honey, I'm so glad you're home. And not act, oh, yeah, you're home. Or this is more important what I'm doing right now. No, I need to. And if I'm not already doing something, if we're just in the same room, I make sure and reach out to him. I talk to him. I ask him questions, call him honey, and make sure that he knows that my affection is towards him. It's not all spent on all these other things and other people. My most important affection is towards him.
Alignment is something that couples have to establish together. Oh, this is not husband versus wife. It's not you're out of alignment here and you're out of alignment there. You're both saying, no, you're out of alignment here. You're out of alignment here. No, we don't use the framework as ammunition against each other.
No.
We got different personalities and we got different needs for time together. Everyone's different. But the key thing is to discuss, to talk about what connection looks and feels like for each spouse. We got to have those meaningful conversations. What do I do that makes you feel connected to me?
Yes, that's really good.
That's an important conversation to have. And that's a really good thing in our book, 30 Days to Rebuild Your Friendship. That's one of the things you go over in that is how you feel connected.
Exactly.
Get that on Amazon. And it'll be available on the 22nd, August 22nd on Amazon. And get that for you today. But you have to agree together what deserves protection. Teresa?
That's so good. Yes, because that's the whole point of this awareness and alignment and moving next week into adjustment is that this is what you do together. Your marriage is where you're cooperating together. You're enjoying time together. This has to be done together. You can't just fix each other, like Jeff said. And it's not man versus wife. God wants you to cooperate with each other and enjoy the journey. We're on a journey together.
Right. Enjoy the journey. Let's enjoy this journey. Marriage should be fun and exciting.
It should be, yes.
You're living life with your best friend. Let's go. Number 8, alignment does not mean perfection. There are no perfect weeks. Unexpected things happen during the week. Your child might become ill, or your spouse may not feel good, or there's a deadline that happens at work that requires extra time, or there's a ministry emergency that happens where someone needs something that you have to
Sure.
take care of, or you might have unexpected travel where you need to go see a family member, or you have to travel. But a difficult week isn't necessarily a bad pattern. The concern is when these exceptions become the norm. Remember what happened during people start talking about the new normal?
Oh, yeah. I did
We-
not like
we
that at all.
didn't accept that.
No, I did
we
not
did-
accept
This
that.
is not the new normal.
No.
And so we're not going to let society dictate to us how we're going to handle our church service, how we're going to worship, how we're going to sing. We're not going to allow that to happen. The world is not going to tell the church what to do. But we need to look at where time is forming patterns, because those patterns will determine direction.
Exactly.
So we look at the direction our marriage is taking, not the isolated moments.
Yes, that puts it in such a good perspective. Yes.
All right, so now we want to leave you with the alignment conversation. So we want you to discuss 3 things. 3. 1, what do we say matters most to us? Number 2, discuss this. Does the way we're currently living reflect that? And then, where do we see the biggest gaps between our intentions and our patterns? Where do we see the biggest gaps between our intentions and our patterns? But don't try to fix it yet.
Exactly.
So this is where we're going. We're bridging to next week. As you see, we got awareness, we have alignment, we have adjustment, then we're going to have investment, and then we're going to have transformation. Week 1 was, we talked about what is happening. Week 2, does what is happening reflect what matters? Next week, we'll talk about what are we going to change.
That's good. Yeah.
So next week in our Redeem the Time framework, we're going to talk about adjustment. So on our website, you can get a free marriage audit, Redeem the Time marriage audit. It's a free link to a PDF that you can have. It's not a report card. You're not going to fail. It's just something for where you are. It's a marriage audit. See where you are. Also, take advantage of You're Not Losing Love, You're Losing Time, available on Amazon in paperback and Kindle. If you'd rather to have a Kindle version, it's there available on Amazon. There's a link down below in the comments. And if you'd like to explore this subject further, check out this video right here, and we're going to see you over there. But remember, God designed husband and wife to be friends for life.